Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. And what can I say? What can I say? The three-peat. I guessed the Aventador SVJ before it was the Aventador SVJ. Got it right. I guessed the GTR Nismo. Got it right. And of course, if you watched late night chats of Top Drives, I guessed the Roof RTR. And guess what the next prize car is? It's the Roof RTR, baby. You cannot make this up. Like, I am actually on a roll of these predictions, and there's only one thing I need to do. It's the Jeremy Collection smug face. I'm gonna try it. Oh my god. Roof RTR, let's go, baby. Got it right again. I was seeing the reactions, like people were sending me DMs on Instagram and stuff, and they're like, how do you do this? You're a prediction god. You work for a Hutch. Hutch is simping for you. Or like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's insane to guess 3 prize cars. To be honest, right, like, they are pure guesses. Like, when I posted that video, late night Top Drives, whatever I called it, the predictions for the next prize cars, that moment when I said it's the RTR, that was the exact moment I thought it was going to be the Roof RTR. Like, there's nothing more real than that. You actually see me realize and just guess it's the RTR. Like, you saw that moment was captured, so you know it was a pure guess. But I just cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. 3 on the row. Let's see what's next. We know the next prize car is going to be a rerun. I already have a couple thoughts in my head on what I think the next prize car is going to be, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not ready to make that prediction. Right now, I'm leaning towards that TVR prize car, but I'm not sure yet. I need some time, but honestly, like, I just cannot believe it. Anyway, today's video, I'm going to talk about the prize car requirements, what they're going to be, what you should get ready for. So let's get into that. So starting us off is the qualifiers. We jump into events. I think the event should show up for us now, and it is indeed, it is Roof RTR qualifiers, Tokyo track sets. Now, when I think of Tokyo track sets, obviously I think of, I think it's like Tokyo Highway, Tokyo Loop, Tokyo Bridge, all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of 50-50 if it's gonna rain or not. It'll be pretty interesting to see. I don't think there'll be any off-road when it's a Tokyo track set. But that being said, there might be rain, there might not be rain. But let's look at it. So the requirements for the qualifiers, I'm gonna show you a picture right here, as you can see, is Italian cars times 5, 1960 to 1990 cars only times 5, as you can see. And the prize cars over here, pretty interesting. We're going back into GE. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree with me. There's obviously a trend going on with Tri-Series final requirements. It's just Hutch rotating from UK to Germany to Italy to UK to Germany to Italy. Sometimes it's Great Exhibition to German Renaissance to Italian Renaissance, but the blueprint is the same. It's something to do with UK cars, something to do with German cars, and something to do with Italian cars, and they just repeat the process over and over and over, which kind of just shows that even Hutch knows, because they're kind of pinning in on all these really niche requirements for us to use. So, seeing these 3 countries go over and over and over and over again, it only shows us that Hutch is aware, and they know that countries like France, Japan, and the US, they're just too small now for them to even consider those countries into rotation. The last American finals was for the Corvette, it was a Cadillac final. The last French requirement, I guess that wasn't too long ago. That was technically European Revolution, where you could use French cars, but the last, only French requirement was, I probably think, the Porsche 918 rerun, or like the SCG first time, whichever came first. And the last Japanese Tri-Series, oh god, that's just sad. We don't even know when that was. But anyway, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a GE 2000 final. I'll get into that in a bit, but the first thing I want to talk about is going to be the Roof RTR qualifiers. What are the cars that you're going to use? So if we go into filter right now, if we go into country, it's Italian times 5, and if we go into miscellaneous, not miscellaneous, decade and years, we go 60, 70, 80, 90. So this is what my hand looks like. I have a Monte Carlo Turbo, Pagani's on the C12, like 4 stock epics, and a bunch of ultra rares. If we go into all cars, however, this is what we're working with. We got a lot of prize card material. So this is why I think Hutch will implement some rain, so people can't use the LC2 or the Monte Carlo, because those cards are absolutely insane. But then again, you know, if there was off-road, my brace is coming off, sorry. If there was off-road, then people would be able to use the Delta HF and the Integrale 16V. Now, that being said, this looks like a really good pack. So these are all the cars that you need. Those were all the legendaries. Here are all the epics. It's mostly Lamborghinis. In fact, it's all Lamborghinis, one Pagani, and one Alfa Romeo, and one Fiat, and one Lancia, right? Now, I can tell you right now, this is a really good pack, because if we go into filter, and we go into miscellaneous, and we select non-prize car, it's a collections and tags, is the collections and tags. This is the legends that you can get from this pack. Now think about it, if you do open the 60 to 90s Italian pack, you have a 80% chance of getting math on the spot with Blossom, 80% chance of getting an amazing legendary, and a 20% chance of getting a crap legendary, that being the Diablo VT. Because both Lancia Delta off-roaders, the Lancia Monte Carlo and the Lancia ECV, it's basically a Lancia carbon fiber. I am just realizing this, but you also have the chance of getting all these Lamborghinis as well as the Pagani C12. Obviously the epic Lamborghinis aren't even that good, but the Pagani C12 is definitely a really good car. But yeah, that is basically this pack. This is what the qualifier pack is going to look like if Hutch stays true to Italian cars times 5, 1960 to 1990s cars times 5. Obviously the event's not out yet, so all we have to rely on is this leak, but in the past, or teaser, but in the past the teasers have been reliable, so that is what I'm going off today. But anyway, back to the main part. Everybody wants to know, now I've already, correctly guessed what the prize car is. It's time to correctly guess what the requirements are going to be. And I can tell you right now with 99% confidence, it's going to be Great Exhibition 2000. So if we go into decades and years, we're going to 2000s. Oh, no, we did not click 2000s apparently. So we go into years, go into 2000. So let's look at the prize cars that they're giving out. So in terms of the prize cars that they're giving out, they're going to be giving out the TVR T350. It's a 2000 GE car, right? The next prize car they're giving out is the Europa SE, which is actually a really, really good car. So really, like, I would go for tier 2, honestly. The Lotus Europa SE, which is another GE 2000s. The third one that they're giving out is the Bentley Arnage Final Series, and the fourth card that they're giving out is the Bentley Azure. I don't know what the fifth card is, it doesn't show in the picture, but as you can see, it checks out. It's all 2000 GE. Another reason why I think it's 2000 GE is because it makes sense. It makes sense that this is something Hutch would want to go for, because look at the legendary pools. There are 5 legendaries for you to collect, and they're all kind of trash. And these aerials as well, they're really just all really, really bad cars. But that being said, that is exactly why Hutch would want this to be a final requirement. Take into account the last one, Italian Saloon. The only legendary you could get was an RQ80. In this one, the highest legendary that you can get is an RQ81. It makes sense. There definitely is a correlation. Another thing which I thought was really big brain from Hutch was, if you remember, during the Demon rerun, I was in the Owner's Challenge where the prize car was an Aerial Atom. So I was really excited. I was like, oh, yo, like, I can finally use my Aerial Atom for something. No, I cannot, because it's 2013. Like, the Aerial Atom that I have is like one of 2 aerial, is like, I think, one of 2 aerial atoms that you can't use, because there are 5 that are non-prize, and then there's 3 in the game that you can get. So I think it's only mine and like the best atom that you can unpack that is useless, the one that has the back as its picture, and then these are the 3 that you can get. Obviously you can also get the Aston Martin V12 and the TVR Typhon. So for those that have the Aston Martin when it used to be epic, you're gonna be in for a good time. You're gonna be in for a really good time. And then these are the epics that you can get. It's an Aston Martin V12, Lotus Exige 265E, Lotus Exige Cub, Exige Skura, a fat Bentley, another fat Bentley, a couple Jags, a couple Lotuses. This is a bit of a change that I like to see. It's a GE event which actually focuses on Aston Martin and Lotus. I like that, because every other GE event that I've had, that I've seen, has always just landed back into Bentley. Like, for some reason, it always just ended in Bentley. Or like, there was always a chance for me to use my Jaguar I-Pace. It was either like GE 5-seaters or like GE 4-wheel drives, and like, it's always the same cars. It always ends up being some kind of Bentley and some kind of Jag. So it's nice to see a bit of a change. Some Lotuses, some Aston Martins. I'm a huge fan of Aston, so this will be a great time for me to deploy my V12 Vantage. And if you're interested, this is what my hand is looking like. Obviously, the 177, we're not going to be able to use that. We want to, but we're not going to be able to. So my hand theoretically right now are these 5 epics. It's going to be 2 X-Siege 265Es, 1 V12 Vantage, 1 DBS V12, and 1 Vanquish S. That being said, I guess you can say that I'm pretty sorted out for the twisties as long as I max these cars out, but I don't think I'll be winning this RTR anytime soon because I feel like a key car that you would need to use is the TVR Typhon. If there is any drags, this is the car you want to use. I'm pretty sure this has the best MRA, probably better MRA than the V12 Vantage RS, but actually, I don't know, this doesn't have 100 MRA. These two cars, definitely the V12 Vantage RS and the Typhon are going to be key cars if there are going to be any drags. The second best car that you can use is probably the V12 Vantage, especially if it's a long drag. If it's a quarter mile, you're probably going to get by with the aerial atoms, to be fair, because 2.80 to 60 is kind of unrivaled. But yeah, this is what I think the finals are going to be. I'm 99% sure it's going to be GE 2000s. Now, I was looking around some Discord chats as well as Instagram discussions, and some people were saying that, oh, what if it's Great Exhibition rear-wheel drive? A lot of people are thinking that it is going to be Great Exhibition rear-wheel drive. I feel like a lot of people want it to be Great Exhibition rear-wheel drive just because they have decent hands or stronger hands, but it's not. It's not going to be GE rear-wheel drive. Look at the pull. Look at the car pull for this. This is too big. If there's, oh yeah, and see, these are the two atoms. Like, the one I have is useless, and this is the other one. But yeah, just look at the pool. Look at the prize pool. It's way too big. I would be surprised if it does end up being GE rear-wheel drive. I don't think so, but really, I would genuinely be surprised if it turns out to be this. The prize pool is just way too big, and although you might want it to be rear-wheel drive because you think you might have a good hand, when you think about it, the pay-to-wins are gonna have like 10 times even better. Like, I know a lot of people that have like maxed out 600 LTs as well as 720Ss, so you're probably better off for it to be GE 2000s, to be honest, to make it more niche. But yeah, the prize pool, the car pool is just too big. I don't think it's going to be rear-wheel drive. Another thing that people are thinking is Great Exhibition 2010s. I don't know why people think that, because when you look at the prize cars, they're literally all 2000s. So that is my guess. It's going to be Great Exhibition 2000s. It makes sense. Like, looking at everything, it just makes sense. So let me know down below what your hand is looking like for Great Exhibition 2000s. Are you ready? Are you happy with these requirements? Do you prefer, I don't know, requirements from the past? You know, 5 legendary is not too bad, obviously, when you compare it to the Italian saloons where you can only use 1 legendary and 2 epics. At least now, you can use 6 legendaries, 5, 13 epics, 23 ultras, 4 super rares, 2 rares, and 1 commons and commons. It's actually kind of funny. You look at the low end, it's just like absolutely nothing. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helped. I hope you're ready. Remember to stock up, especially if you're a huge fan of the Roof RTR. I'm looking at you, Pops. These are definitely cars that you want to invest in, cars to collect. You got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks starting today. So best of luck. Good luck to you. And that's going to be it for today's video. So I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, blossom out. Okay, let's check the volume. Make sure it sounds good. And oh my god, just absolutely love it, love it. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. All right, let's go.